Hello! Yay! We are live. This is my first time doing a YouTube live on my computer. A whole different animal, a whole different setup. So let's see, what does it say here? So I can close this window. Okay, cool. Yay! Oh, this is so fun. Yay! This actually allows me to look straight at the camera and be with you guys. Oh my God. So I have been wondering this question and I spoke about it with a friend yesterday. So I want to hear your thoughts as well. So the question is, should I do these lives in the morning or should I do these lives in the evening? What do you think? So I'm thinking in the morning, I am full of energy, I'm full of excitement and enthusiasm, I'm ready to go. I've read a bunch of readings for myself and everyone around you with tarot cards. But so, you know, we're good to go. But in the evening, um, well, you can use some support and help and story time. So, which one do you prefer? And hello, Paulo Bear. So good to see you. Thank you for being with me. Yay, yay, yay. Yay. So, yeah. And of course, in his infinite wisdom, my friend said that we can try both. So, why not try both? What do you think? Mhm. All right. So we're going to be doing tarot readings today and we're going to be talking story. When I started reading the tarot, oh, I should say, when I started learning the tarot forever ago, I was really overwhelmed by the number of cards, the meaning of each card. And then on top of it, there was also the reverse cards. Oh my God, it felt like so many meanings and so much to do. And I have to tell you, oh, let me grab my tarot deck so I can show you. And so I did what so many people do, right? I would so the Two of Wands. I bought a deck which had the meanings written on them, right? What a shortcut. So on the upright, there will be the meaning, and on the reverse, so there will be the meaning. But here's what happened when I was using those cards. Yes, it was helpful to know the meaning right away, but for one, it was not helping me actually learn the meaning. So I was actually dependent on what it said on the card. I wasn't stretching my willingness to learn. And also, it wasn't developing my intuition because I was relying on the words written on the card. And tarot is about creating our own personal relationship with the cards, right? So if you have had that experience, please let me know your thoughts. So what I did is I just had to let go of those cards that were so convenient. Oh my God, they were so convenient, supposedly. And I had to be willing to learn. But then what happened is, as I was starting to learn the tarot, I realized, oh, you know what? It will be so much better if I can actually learn through stories because I can remember a story versus some words that mean something to somebody who wrote, a book on it. But a story is something I remember. It's personal and it's meaningful. And so actually, I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it. And then one day I walked into a used bookstore and you won't believe what I found. I found a book called The Tales Behind Tarot. And I was like, no way. I seriously manifested this. And so I am excited to read a story for you out of this book because then we all learn the tarot so much faster because it becomes personal. We attach it to something, we learn better. So let me know if this sounds interesting to you. Obviously, I'm super excited, but I would like to know your thoughts. All right, so I'm gonna open a random, but I should ask you before I open a random, do you have a tarot card you wonder about? So I had trouble with the Seven of Swords. Oh my Lord, no matter how many times I read the meaning, no matter how many times I wrote it down, no matter, it just wasn't clicking. It wasn't clicking. And so I am just excited to hear if you have a card that you can use a little help with. If not, we're totally going to pick at random. And we're going to tell a story. In Hawaii, they have this fascinating, cute, adorable, but also amazing phrase, talk story. So we're going to be talking story today. All right. So here's what I've got. The one guy. Ooh, who is the one guy? The Page of Wands? The Knight of Wands? The King of Wands? Pick yours. So let's see if I can find them for you. So here's the Knight of Wands. He is go, right? Like the horse is fire, he's fire, his helmet has fire. Go. This is the card of we go, and now we ride, right? Let's see where my other one guys. Who else? Oh, this is not the one guy I mentioned, but this is the hard one guy, right? He's been through some hard times. But you know what's the best part about him? The best part about him is that he actually is close to this being over, right? Though he's a little bandaged, it's been a fight, it's been hard, he's winning. He is winning. We all have been there, haven't we? The ones are really super interesting as cards. Yeah, we're still looking for the other two one guys. Oh, this is the other one guy. This is the 10 of Wands. He is all about hard work and more hard work, and work begets work, and we keep working and more work. Yeah, don't you feel that way sometimes? Oh, there's the Page of Wands. So we have one more one guy to discover, the King of Wands. Oh, this is one of my favorite one guys. This is the Six of Wands. This is the victory. This is where your tribe supports you, right? You see them right around here, right? Like they're right here. They're all walking the path with you. They're excited. The horse is gloriously victorious. There's the wreath of victory. So we're just moving forward and victory. It's all happening. Oh, we found the king. Here is our King of Wands. There he is. So which story should we talk? The page, the knight, or the king? Pick yours. Obviously there is a progression. It's really interesting. Listen to this. So the Page of Wands receives the passion, the fire, the vision, the idea that just sparks our hearts. So this is where we receive it. And then the Knight of Wands carries it through. He's just charging forward. He's on his horse. He's just like, we go. I'm holding the idea, the passion, the vision. We're going for it. And then the king is like, I've done it. It's mine. It's already here. I'm the king of this domain. Done, done, done. So there's a really beautiful progression with these cards. So let's start with the Page of Wands. Let's find it. It's a good story. You will love it. All right. And here's what's so interesting I want to share with you before I read this story. What's so interesting about the court cards, and when I say the court cards, what I mean by that is the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. And what's so interesting about the court cards is that they can be one of two things. They can symbolize a person, or they can symbolize a feeling. Like, for example, the other day, not yesterday, I was going to say yesterday, but it was the day before, I was doing a reading for a client, and this man kept showing up as the emperor. And before I do a reading for a client, before I get on a call with a client, I always do a small reading, checking in. So I pull cards, and the question is always, what do I need to know about this person? Because I've never met them. I don't know who they are. I don't ask for questions ahead of time, right? None of this. And so I was doing this reading, and the first card showed up as the emperor, and I felt such, like, it literally hit me, this strong emotion, this strong energy of this man who is such a formidable presence. And then the next card, what was the next card? I'm thinking the third card was the Three of Swords, and that's the heart of breakups. And because his energy was so strong, and because there was the energy of the breakup, I was like, oh, we're talking about a breakup or a divorce with this client. And so she got on the call. I told her what I saw, and she was like, oh, this is spot on. And then as we kept reading the cards, this kept showing up, this card, the emperor, for this man. And so the emperor plus all the court cards can signify either a person or a quality. So that's why I was telling you the story. That's really so interesting about the court cards. How many are there? What do they have in common? Three? No, it's four. The four court cards are four. So the page, then the knight, then the queen, and the king. So we have four of them. All right, so I think we should start with the page. Let's go with the page, since he's the receiver of that energy. So I'm reading from this book, The Tales Behind Tarot, and you're not going to believe this. The author of the book is called Alison Davis, but the part that I find so amazing, the foreword is by a person who goes by the name of the Witch of the Forest. Gosh, I love this. All right, so here we go. Page of Wands. So here are the keywords of the Page of Wands. And here in the book, they're called themes: optimism, bright ideas, energy, an enthusiastic youngster. Right? That a rambunctious, enthusiastic youngster. All right, so here is the story. Winter came and went, and soon the lighter, brighter days were back again. Optimism, right? Enthusiastic energy. Shoots began to burst through the soil to meet the sun, some bearing tiny buds ready to flower. Spring was taking hold, and it brought with it a feeling of optimism that could be felt in the early morning breeze. The coming of the season also heralded a new arrival to the village, a young, fresh faced boy with a glint in his eye. He wore a feathered cap and a bright tunic. Oh, let me show you. Let me show you. There he is. He wore a feathered cap and a bright tunic, and he carried in his grip a large leafy staff. You see it, right? I have come to learn how to make wands, to be an apprentice to the most famous wand maker in all of the kingdoms, he stated to anyone who would stop and listen. Oh, that's the optimism of the Page of Wands. He has received an idea. The passion is so big. There's no stopping the Page of Wands. He's just so excited, right? Optimism, burning desire. He was eager to to pledge his loyalty, and he was full of enthusiasm. But there was something else too. He was The way he held himself and the quality of his robes meant he was a young man of means. Ooh, this is interesting. We just learned something new. So next time I read somebody's tarot cards, and we get the page of wands, I will remember. This is a young man of means. All right, all right. This is an interesting detail. Okay, I have to tell you, this is what is so fabulously fascinating about the tarot. You could never, ever learn everything about the tarot, like ever, ever. Because really, the tarot, yeah, the cards, the symbols, you can learn those. But the tarot is a symbol for the psyche of people, of humanity, of life, right? As much as we love and study life, we can never get to the bottom of it. That's what I mean. We can never learn everything. But let's repeat again. All right, so here it is. The way he held himself and the quality of his robes meant that he was a young man of means, a quick learner and highly intelligent. It was obvious that this boy was accustomed to the very best of everything, a fact not lost on William. Okay, so I gotta open up a bracket here. William is in this book the wand maker, and the prior Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, Three of Wands were all stories around William. Obviously, William is the thread through all the wand development, right through the suit of wands. And so this is what William replied. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you, when I was reading this book earlier, oh, I hope I find it quickly. Okay, it's coming, it's coming. Now that I got into my head that I want to do this, we have to shuffle through all the cards and find the Six of Wands. And the reason why I'm wanting to show you the Six of Wands is because we're doing a little story time. Where are you, William? William. Okay, it's coming, it's coming. Oh, okay. Almost there. Almost to the end. Almost went through all 78 cards. Yeah, where's William? Oh, you guys, there's no William. Where did William go? Did we lose William? Okay, let's do it again, but this time slower. Okay, let's do it again. So the reason why I am looking for the Six of Wands is because as the story went with William getting the idea of the Ace of Wands, I want to be a wand maker, then seeing the vision of him creating the best wands in all of the kingdoms, and then him going on a journey, the Three of Wands, to learn wand making. And then the Four of Wands was him coming back home and the family greeting the Four of Wands. Ooh, there, the Four of Wands, and the family greeting him and I found William, and greeting him and welcoming him and being so happy to have him. That was the Four of Wands. And then William was saying to everyone, listen, I'll teach you how to be wand makers. And Five of Wands was everybody's like, nah, you cannot do that, not happening, not us, not. So that's the fighting, the change that Five of Wands creates. And then William is victorious. He convinced the village that they're all going to be wand makers. So there's William. And that's how I think of this card, as William. All right, so now that we know who William is, this is what William said. Are your parents happy that you have left home at such an early age to seek your fortune? And this is what the Page of Wands replied. There he is. They will be happy when they see what I can do. They have a path in mind for me, but I have my own ideas. Gosh, typical Page of Wands. I got my ideas. This was clear to see, and William couldn't help but admire the boy's spirit. It reminded him of his own quest and how he had left the comfort of the family home to make this dream come true. And so this is what William replied. William said, I am willing to teach you all I know, but in return, you must send word to your family. Oh, what a good man. Tell them where you are and of your plans. Let them know that you're safe and cared for and that you will be staying with me over the summer. And the boy agreed, and so it was that over the months that followed, that William had a new apprentice, a boy as bright and as imaginative as he once had been. The boy, the Page of Wands, worked hard and studied everything that William did, copying, practicing, perfecting his craft. He asked questions, he listened, and he learned until there was nothing left to absorb. He had devoured every detail and was itching to make his mark, right? So now the Page of Wands is ready to become what? You guessed it, a knight. And so the Page of Wands said, Master, I think it's time. I think that I'm ready to come up with my own idea. Oh, I love it. Like, isn't this just so good? I'm ready to come up with my own idea. And do you have something in mind? Asked William. I do, the boy smiled wildly. But first, I must send for my family. I would like you to meet them. So then we go into the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Queen, and the King. Those will be interesting stories. What do you think? Oh, thank you for saying that I'm amazing. I so appreciate you, Balu Bear. Thank you. I so appreciate you. So now we have the story. Now you know. Now you know how the Page of Wands became an apprentice, and now you know that he's all about good means. He comes from good means, bright mind, bright passion and ideas, a burning passion, I should say, bright ideas. And he's just excited to learn, excited to create. He's just optimistic. He's just ready to move forward. Oh, thank you for saying we should work together. Yes, I would love that. You know what? I'm going to post right here in the chat the link on how to book a tarot reading with me. Let me do that. Let me copy it first from this other browser so I can paste it here for us. Thank you for thinking about it. And I probably disappeared just now, didn't I? I wonder if this kept going with the chat. There it is. We have it. All right, so this is the link on how you can book a tarot session with me. Thank you for saying that we should work together, Balu Bear. I'm excited to do a reading for you. And since I have the cards in my hands, what should we ask? What questions should we ask the tarot cards? So just put it in the chat, and that way I can immediately give you an answer. Just earlier, while you were thinking of your question, I'll tell you a brief story. So just put in the chat what we should ask, and we can ask anything. And so earlier, I was I was literally holding the tarot cards in my hands, and I said to my mom, okay, so what question do you have? And she said to me, all right, so I'm looking to ask this person this big request that I have. That was her question. I have this big request. And so here's what I did. I said, okay, let's start with first seeing where the person is emotionally, mentally, right? Just the bigger picture, the tapestry of this person's life. And so she gave me the name of the person, and I was shuffling the cards, and I got really some interesting cards. So the first card was the Wheel of Fortune. The second card was the Five of Wands, but reverse. And the third card was the Nine of Cups. And I was thinking, and I shared with her, oh, how interesting. He's really having a big moment of a gift. No, the second card was actually the Three of Swords reversed. Okay, okay. All right. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. So I was saying, so the first card was the Wheel of Fortune. The second card was the Three of Swords reverse. And the third card was the Nine of Cups. And so I said to her, this man is having some really a big moment of life giving him a gift, right? Like the Wheel of Fortune is turning and now it's his turn. Something really good is coming up for him. But the second card was not good, right? And isn't it interesting? So when life gives us gifts, sometimes it becomes so that we just have to deal with letting go of what doesn't fit, dealing with people who expect us to be the same old way, with there are just changes required to happen. So I was like, wow, he's going to have some emotional disappointment happening, but not too big, not a divorce, not nothing impossible and insane. It's just a little bit of disappointment. And the third card, I was like, whatever this is, his cups are going to be full once he settles this disappointment. He will be in a position to help you with your request. And so then once we knew the bigger general picture of his life, what happened is I said, now let's ask the specific question. And we were doing the cards, and it was so interesting because the cards were showing that at first he had to do the Five of Wands reverse, right? Talk to people, figure out things, make adjustments, fight a little, but out of that, good things come out of that conflict. Growth happens, new things come to life. And as a result, that created a delay where my mom would have even felt like, oh, I should just walk away. This is not worth it. But the outcome was absolutely yes. This is going to happen, right? The outcome was a yes. So I said to her, just be prepared for delay. The person is going through some stuff right now, but don't give up because you will have that which you ask of. Just be, don't show up pushy, demanding, excited. Don't show up like the Page of Wands. I have an idea and you must meet my demands. No, don't do that. And so I'm excited to see what happens. We'll see, right? We'll see. Well, what are your questions? Those of you who are on the live with me, just put the question in the chat and we'll answer. And since I've been shuffling the cards, here's what I'm going to ask for us. What should be aware as an energy today? What is today going to be for us like? Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That was interesting, right? So what my mom decided was she was saying, I don't need to ask my ask right away, nothing urgent, right? And so she said, maybe I'll see around Thanksgiving or around Christmas where things are. And I was like, perfect. We'll just keep checking with the cards. I had something happen to me the other day. So I had this interesting idea, like a literally Page of Wands moment, literally. I was just getting in the car and all of a sudden I had this idea of what product to offer. I got so excited. I was just thrilled. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. Let's do this. And something to teach, something to offer. Super excited. Page of Wands. And then when I got back home, I pulled my cards and I was like, all right, let's look into this. The cards were not in agreement. And so I was like, all right, well, maybe something needs to change. Maybe the amount of time, maybe the money, maybe because I still was on the idea. I knew the idea is good, but maybe the details, the wrapping needed to be different. And so the first time around, it was no. Then I was like, all right, how about if we change it this way? And the cards were like, okay, but wait. That was the answer. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm not going to push it. That's one thing I've learned. Don't push. When it's a no, it's a no. But the beauty of this is that whenever the cards indicate it's a go, we go, right? The Knight of Wands. And by the way, I think we're all going to have something good come to us as a news about money, as a news around a new path, an idea of how to make money, an opportunity, right? Like this is at the bottom. So I feel like this is the energy between us, of those of us who are on the line of that's the idea. And so here is what we have as cards. So the first card, we already know, William, the one maker. However, because it's reverse, it means that the victory is not so easy coming, right? It means that right now, even though we have the idea of what we're looking to experience and create financially, what we're looking and experience with money wise, not quite a victory yet, right? It's just not there. We're not going to be riding victoriously. And same thing, the next card, going into the future a little bit, it's blocked. And so that's okay. We don't give up. It's just we're prepared and we're not going to be disappointed, right? It's just like, all right, all right. The world is not opening up to my idea yet. I still need to wait. And then the third card is the card of questioning. Should I do it this way? All right, like me with asking the cards about this business idea that I had of a new product. And so this is literally like, should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? I'm not sure. Maybe I should try this new approach. Maybe I should do things differently this way. Maybe I should travel and do new things. In other words, it's not certain. But listen, do not give up, because the final card out is the Empress, and she is the bringer of a great promise. So you're just in an incubation period, right? So you have the idea, it's not quite working out. The world is not fully a yes, but don't give up. Think of other ways. Think of what else can you adjust? How can you make it? Somebody said to me one time, whenever you get the two of anything, right? The two of swords, the two of pentacles, as we have in this case, always think, what is the third option, right? Because we're saying, should I go left or should I go right? But the third option is, well, can I go straight? Right? So think of another option other than what you have in mind right now. Because ultimately, the cards are saying, yes, 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 the Empress is here for you. You will be succeeding. You will get the golden harvest of everything you want. So most definitely, whatever you have in mind, this is a good promise, right? So don't get sad and don't get disappointed. And I really appreciate the question that you are asking. Do you think tarot is connected to past lives? Um, yes and no. So yes, because a brother and a sister in one family are part of the same family, but they're also separate people. So in the same way, past lives are part of the human psyche and experience, and tarot speaks to the human psyche and experience. So definitely they are connected that way. But are they separate fields of study? Sure. But can we blend them? Absolutely. So the short answer is yes, we can use tarot cards to actually talk about past lives. And I have to tell you, I see the value when we're seeking quick answers. I see the value of doing tarot readings and seeing, this explains our connection from a past life. That's the reason why things are the way they are, right? But also because I do guide past life regressions. I think you know this, Bolo Bear. That's why you're asking this. Thank you for that. Because I guide past life regressions, I know the profound emotional value of actually experiencing the life for yourself and crying the tears and laughing the laughter and feeling the emotional fulfillment and the sorrow and the joy. Nothing compares, right? So no tarot reading can ever give us that level of emotional appreciation of the lesson. Like for example, somebody can say to you about a past life. So here's a scenario, right? This is an example. So a person, a man and a woman are in a relationship, and let's call the woman, right? The woman is really unhappy with the man. Why is the relationship not growing? Why is this person not emotionally rising to meet me? Why do I feel alone in this relationship? Why do I feel unsupported? Why do I feel like I'm just taking care of a teenager, right? I was doing a tarot reading probably about 2 weeks ago for this woman, and she said to me, my husband is my fourth child. Like, that's how I feel. 3 children, and he's the fourth child. And so many women have that feeling in their marriages, in their relationships. And so if she were to ask a tarot reader, the tarot reader will do the cards and say, in a past life, he was your son, but you know what happened? You died too young and you weren't able to raise your son. And so he was without a mom. And so in this life, you made the connection and the agreement that you're going to come back as his wife, girlfriend, but you're going to emotionally take care of him and help guide him so that you finish the job of raising him. And so that's what's possible to come through a tarot reading, right? But if the same woman were to do a past life regression, and if she were to go into those lives or a life, and if she were to experience the childbirth, if she were to experience the joy of having this boy, it's really nothing compares. Honestly, nothing compares. And then the sadness of leaving this boy behind and the lessons learned. So yes, we can read past lives in tarot, but nothing compares to doing a past life regression. And you guys, so definitely follow me, subscribe to my channel, and go on my channel and look through my videos. And I actually have a past life regression recording. So subscribe to my channel and go find that video so you can experience a past life of your own. I guide people through the entire process. So, oh my God, please take advantage of that. So, what else should we ask the tarot cards? Just type your questions in the chat and we'll ask questions. So, that was a really good question, Bolo Bear. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And by the way, I totally get it that sometimes it's not very comfortable to, in such a public way, to talk about private things. That's why I posted in the comments for you guys the link to schedule a one-on-one session with me. And I do my sessions live on Zoom. You'll be able to see me just like you see me right now, and we'll be able to talk and communicate and figure out everything. I find it so one-sided when people do email readings, because they're valuable. I've definitely done a reading with someone where I emailed her my questions and she sent me a video, but then I don't get to ask a follow-up question. I don't get to be like, but how about this? About if we try this way, this approach? Will that work better? Right? The way I told you the story of this business idea I had of a new product I was thinking of creating. And I had the ability to actually ask a follow-up question, and the cards immediately responded. But if you do a one-sided reading where you're just emailing questions and the person is sending you, not the same, right? Not the same. That's why when you do tarot readings with me, we always go into a conversation, right? Like it's a collaboration with the divine. And so, what should we ask? What other questions do you have? Are you enjoying this? Are you having fun, you guys? Thank you for being with me. Thank you for hanging out with me. So that's why I'm like, is this fun for you? And if it is, give me a heart, send me a question, whatever it is, right? All right. Let's see if I can think of another question. What else should we ask? Ooh, let's do this together live. Oh my God, listen to this. So today is my father's birthday. And my dad is in heaven. And I was just thinking how my dad is with all his family, and they're all celebrating his birthday in heaven. And so what a blessing. So I was just thinking we can ask my dad for a message. But before that, I want to read what Carrie wrote. I have read your book on past life experiences. It was integral to my own awakening journey, and now I'm a QHHT specialist and get to guide others through it. Oh my God, Carrie, this means the world to me. Yay! Oh my God, so wonderful to meet you. Now imagine that I'm giving you a big hug through the screen and being like, hi, so wonderful to meet you. And this fun. And as I was shuffling, I always pay attention to what jumps out of my hands. And so, Carrie, you are getting a message from the Divine of the Sun card. And when the sun, I should keep it this way. Thank you that you felt my hug. This is so fun. This is your message. This is your card, Carrie. So when the sun card comes, it's like a big giant yes, success, go for it, the path is open, amazing things are coming your way, you're connected, God is guiding you. Oh, right, it's just so fun. And so this is your message for you personally today. I'm so happy to know that you and I have been connected this way. And I have to tell you, recently my book, Beyond Past Life, reached its 15th birthday. Oh my Lord, if this were a person, if the person will be a teenager. 15 years ago. No freaking way. And it just really humbles me to know how much it meant to you, that it was an integral part of your awakening journey, and now you do this work with people. Oh my God, amazing. Yeah, you're asking if I trained the original QHTT people. QHTT was created by a wonderful woman named Dolores Cannon. And Dolores was just everything. Dolores was the wonderful grandma that, is just sharp and intuitive and snappy and funny and loving and perceptive and stubborn and resilient. I mean, Dolores was everything. So I had the wonderful privilege to be one of her first students. I really love Dolores. And so what happened, yeah, she created, Dolores Cannon created QHHT. And so it was just an extraordinary thing to be able to work with her and study with her, all the things, right? Love this woman. And so it was so old ago. It was so long ago, Carrie, that I was in personal trainings with Dolores, right, in little tiny hotel rooms, ballrooms, right, but also hotel rooms for the showing of the sessions. That because afterwards they moved everything on video, so it was that long ago. And I just love the woman. And then what happened is I started training people in my methodology because I created quite a lot of ways of doing past life regression myself. I very intentionally blend the simultaneity of time and so forth. And I had this conversation with Wayne Dyer one time. And so I was saying to him, what I do is so not called past life regression. I don't know what else to call it. I the thing that Mira invented, right? And so I never did what Dolores Cannon did. She trademarked the name. And so she became very protective of her script. She trademarked the name. There's actually, you guys, Carrie, correct me if I'm wrong. There isn't a single audio of Dolores guiding people through her process. Am I right about this? Because if she shares that information, then people can copy her script, right? They wouldn't train with her to learn the script and the technique. And so I think there's never been a publicly released, like the way you can go on my YouTube channel. By the way, please follow and subscribe. I love you. I love you. I love you. That will give me the encouragement to keep coming live on lives and doing this with you guys. Um, so unlike where on my YouTube channel, you can just find a past life regression recording and just do it. Oh yeah, yeah. When you do the training courses, she definitely gives the script. Of course, you are paying for it. Of course, you have to. She has to, right? I mean, the organization has to. Yeah. And so what happened then is another one of the students of Dolores, very early students, created so many letters, Beyond Quantum Healing. She what she did is she studied with me, and because I also train people how to do past life regression, but my training is much more open and free than Dolores Cannon's. Like Dolores Cannon unfortunately sues people. Her organization removes people from referral lists, sues people for real. And I would never do that because, for me it's the common good. And so I'm also very permissive as a teacher. In other words, I encourage people to be intuitive with their work. I encourage people to bring everything they know and use it. I encourage people to, right? Like I can go so much more into that, but you understand. And so yeah, so her one of the people who was helping her on her staff came and studied with me and really took everything I had created and thought and blended Dolores's technique and my technique to create BQH, I don't know, Beyond Quantum Healing. I'd probably, whatever, who cares? Oh, seriously. But because you were talking about the trademark, that's why I said, who cares? So there's somebody who has blended my work with Dolores's work. And so that's really fun. Yes. Thank you for saying, Carrie, that I'm a way shower. Yeah, I studied with Brian Weiss. Yeah. Thank you for saying I'm a way shower. I really appreciate you. And so thank you, Bolivar. Yeah, it's really been quite a journey. It's hard to believe that so much of what's possible and what's available now in past life regression has come through my hands. It's really humbling and mind blowing. Let's see what else. You blew my mind when you mentioned recording yourself with a Brian Weiss script to regress yourself. I mean, seriously, who else at the age of 13 is so, like, I, right? I still marvel at my own story, right? I still marvel of like, who is this kid who, rather than thinking about other things, right, normal teenage things, was interested in exploring her own past lives. And that's the other thing about past life regression. It's always so vivid. I still remember every scene that I experienced so vividly in my awareness. Um, yeah. I agree with your perception about how rigid they are with their trademark. Carrie, I want to share something with you. So, Dolores Cannon, to me, is one of the bravest women I know. And the reason why is because she was deaf. And yet, none of that stopped her. None of that stopped her to work with people one on one, to pursue her passion for hypnosis, to come up with her own publishing business, to train so many people, to create an organization that has published so many books. I mean, honestly, Dolores, insane. Like, if you're hearing us in heaven, we love you, we admire you. And yet, because of her own limitation, she insisted that the limitation, she insisted that we do sessions in person. And when I published my book, Beyond Past Lives, the book was published in, you guys, 19 languages, translated into 18 languages, the 19th being English. And I had people literally from every corner of the world reach out and say, I want to work with you. And many people flew in from all over Australia, India, all over Europe. Like, no matter where I was, people were flying in, paying for tickets, paying for hotel, paying for expenses so that they can come and experience working with me in person. And then I said to myself, I really have to use technology. I have to make it easy for everybody to work with me and benefit from this extraordinary thing that is past life regression. And so um, it was kind of like me thinking that and the universe thinking that, because I had a client in Texas who had previously flown into New York City to work with me say to me, listen, Mira, I'm very busy, but I want to work with you again. I cannot fly into New York City right away. Can we do this on the phone? And because I knew her, because I knew working with her how it would go, I said, okay, let's give it a try. So this is what happened, you guys. So she's holding the receiver of her phone the entire time during our session. And we're doing the regression. It was very successful. And she told me at the end, she was like, Mira, my hand was going numb. I literally, my hand was falling asleep because I couldn't keeping the phone against my ear. And the other thing is, when people relax, their whole body relaxes. So it was really silly of us to ask of her to hold the phone right against her ear. So I learned, oh, no phone holding. And so that's how we started, that's how we started the process. But after my session with her, I was elated. I was like, this is everything. It's absolutely amazing. It totally worked. It didn't need me to be in person with her. I can open up this for everyone. And so it was really, and so I have been doing online regressions for more than 15 years. And you guys, I can tell you, it makes no difference. It literally is the same experience. And what is the worst that could happen? The line will drop and the person will come back, right? Like, nobody blinks out of existence. People are not lost. It's not like that with hypnosis at all in their psyche. So, this thing that Dolores Cannon teaches of, you have to be in person, I think it's a combination of mistrust of modern technology and also her own limitation in terms of deafness. you know. But again, I'm saying this and still I have nothing but goosebumps when I think of the legacy that Dolores Cannon has given us. Nothing but huge respect and admiration, because where we are today wouldn't be the same without her, right? It wouldn't be possible without what she has given all of us. And I was going to tell you another story. And so then the pandemic came, and I was on a panel with three other past life regression therapists. I don't even know how it happened. It was an interview. I was on this panel, it was on Zoom. And these people were debating, right? The moderators, the two interviewers, were bringing up the question of how do you do past life regression during the pandemic? And I was like, without a problem. It's the best thing ever. I'm continuing to serve my clients, especially right now when it's so needed, when people are going mad out of their heads because of how trapped we are in our homes, right? And all the fear and everything that was going on in the world. And so, and so, I was like, I'm busier than ever. I'm living my purpose. I'm helping people. I'm here for what I signed up to do. I'm here doing the work. And these other two practitioners on the panel were so it was three of us, right? So those two other practitioners were like, oh no, you need to be in person with the person, you need to watch out if they're safe, you need to make sure they're okay. And I'm like, what are we afraid of? Are we afraid of their psyche? Their psyche is part of the process. They're part of this experience with us. They're orchestrating it. Their psyche is their best friend taking care of them, right? Did you hear the kitty? Oh yes. This is Leah. The door is closed, so she's not going to make an appearance, but she is a little tiny tiger. Yes. What she was saying with the meowing was, hey, I want in. I want in on the fun. Open the door. So that's what was happening. So thank you for saying that you are loving knowing the story. Thank you. Carrie, I'm so happy you were saying that offering phone sessions would already broaden my reach. Of course, that's really the limitation with the QHT. But just keep in mind that if they find out, you will have legal repercussions coming your way. So keep that in mind. I'm not encouraging any trouble. I'm just speaking as an outsider. I'm speaking about all of this. Then, so yes. So of course, now 99.99999% of my sessions are on Zoom because I prefer the person rather than spending money on a airfare or hotels that actually they get a second past life regression with me, right? Like it's just so simple. Rather than spending money in a hotel, you can use that for, I don't know, cake. Cake and dinner and more past life regression. But also it really makes no difference in terms of the experience. How do you find my process and my script? So I share all of that with the people I train. I have that information. Let me. Okay. So in the comments right here, this is my email. Okay, great. Like, right, we can. You understand. So this is my email. Please email me so I can give you the link to my training, or I can also look for it right now, but I think I'll blink out of being connected for a second. So I prefer that I email it to you. So if you email me, or the other thing is you can just go on my website, mirakelly.com. And on my website, you can click courses and that will take you to a place. Oh, perfect, Carrie. That way we can personally say hi to one another. Yes, over email. Yeah. Yay. All right. Let me see if I missed any of the comments. This is so fun. Thank you guys for playing with me. Thank you, Bolivar. Thank you, Carrie. Um, Tarot. I have many decks, and Bala Bear asked about the decks and the differences. Tell me how to use the decks to get past life information. All right, what did I miss? What did I miss? Where is that comment? I got so engaged in my stories. Thank you for asking if I'm still an attorney. No, I stopped lawyering quite a while back. I stopped practicing. It feels like truly a past life. There are a couple of ways to use the tarot to look into past life connection. The first one is just go on Google and search for a past life spread. And so somebody would have already created card one means two, card two means this, card three, card four, and then just shuffle the cards, arrange them in that spread pattern, and then just based on the what card one means, interpret the card that way, right? And that's one way. Another way is to simply say, between this person and that person, like the way we were saying, a man and a woman in a romantic relationship, have they had past lives together? And so we just pull cards, and the cards will tell us yes or no. And then if it's a yes, we can say, okay, now that we know they've had past lives together, tell me the story of that past life. And we pull cards and we know what happened. There it is, simple. It could be complicated with a spread, right, in a specific pattern, or we can figure out people's past lives through just simply pulling cards. Mm. Were you asking how to choose what spread and if the spreads matter? Do the type of cards matter? Yeah, I found the question. Um, Yes and no. So I have this weird deck. I mean, it's so weird that I have moments when I'm so profoundly intrigued by the artwork because I know the meaning of the cards, right? So it's not like I'm discovering a new meaning, but the artwork provides a new point of view into the card, the interpretation of the artist, that I find so fascinating. Next time I'll bring those cards. And thank you, Baba Bear. So appreciate you. And oftentimes I just look at these cards and I'm like, way too dark. Like literally, this person either had the darkest sense of humor, or like way too dark. And so in that way, yes, it matters because I don't feel fully connected with that deck. That's why I keep coming back to it. I'm like, am I missing something? Am I not getting something? And then there are decks which I absolutely love the artwork. It speaks to me volumes. I just connect with it so much. And sometimes I wonder, you guys, like for example, the deck that I love so much is a druid deck. And sometimes I wonder, am I connecting with this deck because in a past life I had a druid connection? Because I love everything Scottish, everything that has to do with the druids, everything, right? I just think, I wonder if I'm connected to that stream of consciousness and the symbols that come out of it, and that are being reflected on the cards. That's what I think to myself. And with this illustrators deck, where I'm like, too dark, it's just a stream of consciousness, a way of thinking that I'm just not quite getting it, right? So always pick cards that actually speak to you. It's simple as that, because they all have the same technical meaning, but also the symbols mean so much, right? I must have so many suitors. Thank you. You're making me blush here. Carrie is saying a structured spread. I could develop my own with chat. Absolutely. I love Light Sears Tarot. That's a good one. And I use lots of Oracle cards. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They're really, I love Oracle cards too, and the Light Sears Tarot. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so you can totally just ask ChatGPT to create your own spread. Totally, totally. Um, Carrie, White Feather Tarot is a very light and uses many decks. Watching her readings has taught me a lot about tarot and shown me many decks. Oh, that is so cool. I'll check her out. Thank you for the recommendation. Um, I love her name, White Feather Tarot. Love it, love it. I'll look into it. Thank you, Carrie. How fun. You guys, this has been so fun. We've been together for over an hour. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's been so, so fun. I think we should do it again. Ah, you are of a Scottish Irish descent and totally resonant with the Druid. Sarah Breskman Cosme has a book called A Hypnotic Journey to Avalon. Yes, yes, yes. I had the beautiful opportunity to interview her. And so she has spoken about that book to me. Yeah, in that interview. How fun. So let's do this again. I think we should do it again and ask more questions, talk about all the things that we can think of that are interesting to us. Most definitely, do the tarot and ask questions. So next time, um, um, come on over with questions, right? And thank you, Gary, for being with me. Thank you, thank you. It was such a joy for me. It really feels like, oh, so fun hanging out with my people, doing tarot and talking about all the things we love. So big hugs, everybody. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And thank you for being with me, Balu Bear. I really appreciate it. Your questions were so amazing. I just really want to acknowledge you. So amazing. Thank you, guys. We'll talk soon. Bye. Tomorrow. Bye. Have a wonderful day.